I've heard that 5-HTP is particularly effective for emotional hunger.
Absolutely, and I agree with Dr. Bruner. There are so many different reasons for people to gain weight. But when I'm thinking about using 5-HTP, I'm using it for my emotional eaters. So if you're hungry because you're stressed, you're depressed, maybe you have financial issues, you're having trouble taking care of your children, that's a great reason to use 5-HTP because typically those patients are unconscious eaters. They're not aware of what they're doing. There are other triggers for their eating, and they're eating for many other reasons. So 5-HTP works because it boosts serotonin, and it really helps to stabilize both mood and appetite.
And Pino, how do you compare 5-HTP to all the other appetite suppressants that are out there?
Well, I think the most significant and primary thing is just research showing how effective it is. You know, with other appetite suppressants, they'll have other ingredients or fillers that can either make you sleepy or just not feel so great, because most of the appetite suppressants on the market are stimulants.
Yeah, and does it also give you other side benefits? And I'm asking this in context of the reality that folks fall off their diet and then begin to get mad at themselves, and they sort of spiral downhill.
Yeah, it does have other positive benefits. You know, one of the main things that it does elevate their mood, and so it helps them sleep better. So it's this nice cycle so that you're getting better quality sleep, you can make better food choices in the morning, and then you're just feeling better. So again, it all works together, so it's really nice.
So all three of you recommend and use 5-HTP in your practice?
Mm-hmm. That's correct, yes.
So let's go through, if we can, some of the results you've seen. Dr. Bhatia, why don't you go first?
The take-home message for me about 5-HTP and when I choose to use it is for, again, those emotional eaters. And the results we typically see are an average of about 10 pounds of weight loss over a 12-week period of time. But I always reinforce to my patients, this is slow weight loss. It's about a half a pound to a pound a week. But the advantage of slow weight loss is that it's typically lasting weight loss. So even if you come off of 5-HTP, maybe a couple of months down the road, the weight will stay off.
I actually like the fact that it's slow weight loss. First of all, for me, it's more believable.
Exactly.
When someone promises you that you can lose 20 pounds in a week, the only way you can do that is amputation. I know it's not possible.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't last.
And then you know, if you're going to yo-yo, which sometimes happens, you'll come back just as fast as you went down.
Right.
So the idea of losing a pound a week, which is again what we're seeing in the trials, what you're seeing in your clinical practice, is very, very reassuring to me. The other thing that I've noticed is looking at the literature on this is that in one large study they looked at women and they looked at specifically how many fewer carbs they ate. It was a dramatic shift without even trying. That's the key here. I don't want to, you know, obviously you can whip people to do things, but if you can get them to eat less carbs without realizing they're eating less carbs, that's a huge value. In that study, the average carb intake dropped by 100 grams a day. Now, a lot of you don't know what 100 grams of carbs are like, but let me just bring it alive for you. Here's an idea of what that actually looks like. These are, 4 donuts are 100 grams of carbs. How many of you had a donut today before you came to the show? No one's honest. No one had 4 donuts, I hope, but over the course of your day, you'll have that many carbs. 8 slices of bread is 100 carbs. And again, think about that broken over the many different ways you get your carbs, not just through slices of bread, and 2.5 cups of ice cream, which people do have. That's also 100 grams of carbs. So, Pina, something as powerful to this. Do you need a prescription? How do you get it?
No, that's the great thing about 5-HTP. You could buy it over the counter. You could also buy it online. So most doctors, I know Dr. Bruner and Dr. Bhatia will also recommend it with some other pharmaceutical to help with weight loss. But that's a prescription. But 5-HTP you could find over the counter.